Hello and welcome to our latest Exploring Happiness video. We took July off, we took too many holidays in June, so we didn't have enough time to get our article done. So in true well-being fashion, we took a month off and we're coming at you in August now with our newest article. So this article is the second of a two-part series talking about the determinants of a happy life. This time we're looking at the literature and we put out 5 of the main determinants in order of importance that stand out in most of the studies, and then we've got one bonus one at the end too. Okay, so Jess is going to kick us off with family and relationships.
So family and relationships is one of the most important factors in the literature. It comes up time and time again, and we found that one of the most interesting findings here is that divorce in the short term can significantly impact your happiness score, but actually in the long term your happiness can supersede what it was before, because this divorce might have been the right decision for you, and so you're much happier for it, although you initially had that plummet in your happiness.
Yeah, so family relationships are really important. Second is
financial situation.
Financial situation, so it's really important. We've spoken quite a lot about income, so this is where this comes in. We know from a lot of the studies, most of the studies are quite consistent that you get this kind of curve that goes like this. They call it diminishing returns. So it basically means that as you get more wage increases, the amount of happiness you get from each wage increase gets smaller and smaller and smaller. The more recent studies have actually found that the really high earners can actually have a negative impact, and maybe that they're more stressed in their job from getting more wage increases, you get more responsibilities or something like this.
Or do they spend less time with their families, maybe?
Exactly, maybe it could be that. So number 3 is work fulfillment.
Yes, so work fulfillment looks beyond income, and it looks more at your role in society and your sense of purpose in your job and that kind of bigger picture. And one of the interesting findings here is that if unemployment increases by 10 percentage points, actually everyone's happiness on average decreases, because whether you're employed or unemployed, and this may be because you're worried that you might be next, or maybe your people around you are now unemployed and you're worried for them and their financial situation.
Yeah. Number 4 is community and friends. So the idea here is that if you live in an area where you feel safe and you have lots of friends, then typically you'd be happier. That's all well and good, but it's actually quite difficult for researchers to measure that. So for a proxy, they use trust. So they ask questions such as, in your country or in your region or where you live, typically how much trust do you have for the people around you? And interestingly, the variance in the responses across the world can be massive. So in Brazil, typically only 5% of people trust the people around them, whereas in Norway it can be as high as 64%. Number 5 is health.
So they split health into physical health and mental health, and they found that actually humans are quite robust happiness-wise to the diagnosis of a physical disability or a physical illness, in that your happiness can actually rebound quite nicely and we can adapt to it, but mental illness or mental health, poor mental health, can actually have quite a detrimental and long-standing impact on your self-rated happiness. And then the bonus one that we thought was really important, which is quite important to us anyway, which is leisure time.
Yeah, so leisure time kind of gets lost in a lot of the studies. They tend to break it up into running or reading or volunteering or something like this. But we want to group them all into one thing of leisure time, and this kind of touches on what we spoke about in the previous article. So we feel like a lot of people don't necessarily allocate their leisure time optimally. So we want to make another plug for the spreadsheet that we came up with last week, because we think that the more you track how you feel each day to day and what activities you are doing when you feel good and what the activities you feel how you feel when you're doing bad, so then you can then make better decisions in the future based upon this information. So then leisure time would be one of the most important determinants, because you might spend less time binging on Netflix and more time reading a book or something like that. Okay, that's all 6 factors altogether. Thank you very much for watching.
Thank you for watching. See you next month.